Hello once again, good friends. Welcome to subscribers. I'm Brian from Apex Detail. Today we're going to take a look at Optimum Hyper Compound, 18 ounces, $29.99. The formula includes super micro abrasive technology, SMAT, that gives you a nice, steady, even cut throughout the cutting process. Not super aggressive right out of the gate. However, the abrasives fight breaking down and you can work it much, much longer for an effective, even, steady cut. We're going to use the rotary today, a few different pads as you can see here. We're also going to use the dual action polisher. This one's a long throw. Today we're working on an SL600. We've done some wet sanding. It has love marks. It has scrapes, scratches. It has a lot of swirls. We have plenty to do today, and we're going to use the Hyper Compound to try and get some of this work done. We're going to have quite a few test areas trying different pads, different combinations of pads and polishers. So let's get it started. We have a test area masked off. We're going to use the honey combination hybrid wool pad. We'll team it up with the rotary. It's going to be quite aggressive. So it's obvious there's going to be a step or two that follows to finish. But let's see how this turns out. As you'll take notice of the imperfections we want to go after and remove here. All right, once the pad is primed, all you really need is one good spray into the pad and you're good to go. It has an impressive open time or cycle time. The residue is light, transparent, dusting is little. It is user-friendly and a pleasure to work with. Okay, so again, when using an aggressive pad like that and a rotary, you're going to have to finish down. But other than some real deep scratches that I'm going to have to maybe attack with some wet sanding, it took care of the love marks and the swirls, and all we have to do is finish down. As I mentioned, I'll go after these doing some wet sanding and spot correcting and come back and take care of them. Moving right along, we have this side refined. Looks very good. We are now on this side here, we have a test area masked off, 3,000 grit sandpaper marks. We're going to team the rotary up with the Lake Country low lint pre-washed lamb's wool pad, and we'll see what type of progress we can get right here. With the Lake Country lamb's wool pad, we have a little bit less aggression than the pad we were using on the other side. However, this finishes down a little bit further. Again, one little squirt into the pad after it's been primed, and it's good to go. And now we could take a look at the turnaround that pad and the Optimum Hyper Compound gave us. Works very well. A very good teammate with the lamb's wool pad. As you can see, finished down rather well. I'm just going to refine it with a very fine polish before protection. But yeah, very good. And I do want to add, even with the very long cycle times, very little dusting. Finished with the trunk lid, looking really good. We're going to continue on. We're going to break out the DAs and a couple other different pads. We'll team it up with the Optimum Hyper Compound and see what type of results we get. Here we go. We're going to keep moving along here. On the door, we have plenty of swirls, love marks, scratches, you name it. So what we're going to do now is break out the dual action polisher. We'll use the Eurofiber 50/50, but first, let's try a short nap wool pad. This is from the Honey Combination Company. Right there is the website. This is a very, very effective and tough short nap wool pad. We'll team it up with the 21 millimeter, the Optimum Hyper Compound, and let's see what we can get done here. The pad is seasoned, so all we need is one good shot, and we're ready to go. Depending on what type of clear and what type of imperfections you're going after is going to dictate what type of pad you're going to use to team up with this compound. On this stubborn clear coat and with a deadline to get this job finished, I elected to go with a very aggressive pad. So I'm only going to do one pass with it, one crisscross pattern. This is a short nap wool pad, and I mean, there is no doubt you're going to have to follow up with a step or two of refinement afterwards. On the other hand, if you're working on some super soft clear coat, maybe you want to start the cutting process with a white or a yellow pad in the buff and shine line. that is an aggressive polishing pad, but will be effective for cutting on softer clears with this compound. Okay, so this pad is really aggressive, so we're going to have some hazing. What we'll do is we'll take that pad off. We'll put the Europad 50/50. I can see all of the scratches, all of the imperfections, except for the scratches through the clear coat, and some of the real big nicks are removed. And all we need to do is refine it, and that's what we're going to do next. We're going to still use the Hyper Compound, and like I said, we'll team it up with the 50/50 pad. This pad has already been seasoned. One squirt and we're good to go. I wanted to show you correcting in this manner. You can adjust the pads only. Keep using the Hyper Compound until you get to a point where you just want to switch over to the Hyper Polish. Don't even have to wipe off the residue. Spray your pad. Keep on working. Okay, so as you can see here, all of those swirls, scratches, imperfections are gone. It just needs a little bit of further refinement with a very fine polish, and we're going to be good to go, ready for protection. So the compound is pad dependent, meaning depending on what you're going after, you're going to have to choose the right pad for the right circumstances. That goes with pretty much any compound, but it's even more important with this compound. Very clean, very user-friendly, can be very effective in the right hands, in the right situations, and when teamed up with the right polisher and pad. Okay guys, I will be following up at some point with a video of the compound on a test panel, testing it and stacking it up against other compounds and see if it fits on the podium or down in the honorable mention section. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. Brian from Apex Detail. Catch you in the next video.